I saw a Bigfoot. No, what you saw was a bear. It's a common mistake. Everybody makes it all the time. Every single time. It looks like you're taking an old argument and just putting it in a new suit. I believe this is a logical fallacy. Logical fallacy? Logical fallacy! You act like this is something new. This has been discussed dozens of times. Oh, I just discovered it. I'm the first one. It's so obscure and unique. The main problem I see with this is your reverse engineering an argument based on the premise that you think you know a certain fact. You're not asking a question. You're not saying, is Bigfoot real or not? To be or not to be? Your preconceived bias is that Sasquatch is not real. Thus, A, B, or C has to be true. Has to be. You seem to make three main premises. One, that there's lots of bears everywhere that Sasquatch was reported. Every single place that Sasquatch is reported, there's lots of bears. Lots of bears. Easy mistake to make. Quadrupedal, furry, snouted thing running on the ground. Looks exactly like a furry human. Looks just like it. Looks just like a hairy hominid. If your first premise was true, you wouldn't expect the glaring anomalies. Texas has like 318 BFRO reports and 5,000 bears. Florida, I think, has 4,000 bears and 298 reports. Maine has 18 Bigfoot reports and 35,000 bears. The two things you need for a Bigfoot sighting to occur is a Bigfoot and a human being to report the encounter. I can guarantee with 100% confidence, every single place there's a Bigfoot report, there was a person there. Why are you not making the argument that people are confusing humans for Sasquatch? Why are you not making that position? You would have to establish that every single solitary person that has reported a Sasquatch sighting in an area where there might be bears is so confused and befuddled they can't tell a bear from a Sasquatch. In order for this to be the case, you'd have to take the position that every single solitary eyewitness encounter is fleeting and in conditions which would make a positive ID difficult. There's all kinds of daytime close-up reports with multiple eyewitnesses. Multiple eyewitnesses in broad daylight at close range for an extended period of time are unlikely to confuse a Sasquatch with a bear. This is a silly notion. It's a tired old argument. You're trying to pick low-hanging fruit. So typical of a skeptic, so lazy. No effort into it. All the efforts in patting themselves on the back. What a great job I've done. I've disproven a non-existent creature. Those dullards, those silly fools that think they saw it. Obviously they were seeing bears. Bears. Bears spend very little of their time on their hind legs, and Sasquatch, by most accounts, spends the majority of its time walking around looking like a person. Not a bear. Oh, hunched over, arms droopy, big old snout, stumbling along for 2 or 3 steps. No, people remark on the length of the stride. The tracks reflect this. And the observations include, being fleet of foot, running faster than a deer on hind legs. Bears don't do that. Bears are not running faster than a deer on their hind legs. Unless it's Yogi the Bear with the cartoon music playing. Low-hanging fruit. You're picking low-hanging fruit, sir. Your third premise is that bears are so similar in morphology to a Sasquatch that no one can tell them apart. People are seeing bears. Oh my God, I think it's a Sasquatch. It stumbled upright for a couple of feet. It kind of looked like it was walking. It's got to be a Sasquatch. Long snout. Again, I'd like to point out that during every sighting, 2 things are there. A Bigfoot and a human being to report the sighting. Not the case with bears. There are plenty of sightings where there are very low numbers of bears. Florida and Texas have very few bears. Lots of Sasquatch reports. If your theory was correct, you wouldn't be seeing all of these examples to the contrary.